Did you listen to Jeff and Professor Hamo in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Get the tissues boxes out.
Better yet,
Fly. Catherine Njeri, 33 years old, has tried, and I'm saying tried because it never succeeded, right?
Yes.
Has attempted
Yes.
to commit suicide 5 times. Not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times. 5 times. What drives a person to try to commit suicide that many times? And there's more. She admits to have slept with more than 100 men. I think there's a matatu, the brakes just went. Adi Nini? She admits to have slept with more than 100 men. What drives a person to this point? Catherine Njeri is only 33 years old. She is what we call a story a day. She is our story on this day. Catherine Njeri, welcome to Hot 96.
Thank you so much.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
A little tiny petite figure who's not more than 40 kilograms or something.
Tunaitwa short and sweet.
and if you look at her, truly.
Nilifikiri ni laptop. Short and sweet.
Black belt.
Tell us, where do we begin?
First of all, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Catherine Njeri, mental health ambassador. And mental health, when I speak about mental health, I'm speaking about mental health issues. That is issues about depression, suicidal tendencies, low self-esteem. And the reason why I do that, it's because it's in me. I feel like each and every day of my life, I'm not living for me, I'm living for people.
But it wasn't always like that.
It wasn't always like this.
Right?
Yes.
So tell us, when did the rain start beating you?
I'll describe myself as the third born in a family of 4. I was raised up in a Christian family. So I joined campus in 2005, that's University of Nairobi, to pursue my Bachelor of Arts degree in Sociology Communication. So when we were in the second year, the final semester, we had actually my upbringing was really good. I had nothing to write home about. I was those people that home, church, school. So I can't say I was wayward.
No points in between.
No points in between.
You were living a normal life.
Yes, I was brought up in the straight and narrow, so to speak.
And then?
So one day we had an assignment to do, and we went to research in the library. So when we were there, one of our mutual friends, si wale mutual friends wa Facebook.
Nimeshangaa sana. Tumeanza kwa mutual. From the straight and narrow.
So he suggested that we go print and type the assignment at his place. So at the back of me, the student in me was like, that's 200 shillings I'm going to save. So we agreed with my friend, we go to do the assignment in his room. So we went, it was on a Friday evening in April, so April 2007. We went, he finished, my friend finished, and I was left going on with the assignment. Then the guy went and outside the campus room with the lady. I was left alone doing the assignment. So all of a sudden the guy comes alone back. He locks the cubicle and he starts behaving funny. So he rapes me. And you know, for the first time, I as I began by mentioning, I've been brought up in a Christian home. So he raped me, and I had specifically set aside myself, like I would practice chastity. I knew I'm going to give myself as a virgin.
But didn't you scream? Didn't you resist? Didn't you fight? Didn't fight or flight? I mean, wasn't that?
He had raised the volume of his stereo, so there's no way I could scream and shout. Secondly, sasa mimi nitachapa nani?
So you just allowed him?
I think the fight in me had gone, so I had nothing to fight about.
No, and you weren't telling him, hey, what are you doing?
I tried, but then again, it reached a point I felt this is enough. There's nothing else I could do. So after he did what he did, he told me to leave. And you see, like he had come with protection, but then because of the violence and all that, he never even used protection. So I left the his campus room. I went straight home, and I was like, this is too shameful to say. It's not like I can even speak. I didn't even know how to begin explaining myself that I've been raped. I felt like I've really been violated. Secondly, I felt nobody will understand my pain. So I went on. I went home. Then the following morning, something told me you have to rush to Nairobi Women's Hospital. So when I went there, a lady at the reception, I explained my situation. Then she's like, before we even give you medication, because you have to go, like you have to have 1 month's given prep, that post-exposure ARVs. I'm like, she said you have to first go through counseling because you've gone through trauma. I was like, nah, I don't feel like I'm ready to speak out. Then she's like, I'm sorry, this is the hospital policy is that we give you counseling and then we give you meds. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll rather go home sick, having maybe got HIV or something.
And you didn't even know?
I didn't even know, but I'm not in a position to speak. I'm not in a mental state to speak out.
So you left?
So I left. I think she noticed I'm defiant. People are too wafupi wanakuanga kichwangu. So she called me back.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, we'll give you meds, but after, when you're ready to open up, just come back.
Okay.
Which I didn't.
You never went back?
I never went back.
Did you take the meds?
Yes, I did, faithfully.
How long?
For 1 month. I even went back for the jabs, the hepatitis jabs and all that, but I wasn't ready to speak out.
Did you take a test?
Yes, and it was negative then. But then after that incident, something just, like I felt like my worth as a lady had diminished. I didn't feel worth, like I felt like I'm not the Catherine that used to be there before. So I started like losing my esteem. I was going through depression, but I couldn't vocalize.
Did you talk to anyone about it?
No, I didn't. And that I say that's the greatest mistake I ever did in my life. So I started going out with older men because I could, when you have a vacuum in your life, you tend to need to do something to fill it up. So each time I was like getting money, because you see, when an older man is going out with a younger lady, they presume it's all about the money.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I never could associate myself with a younger guy because of what had happened. Secondly, I also felt like I needed some worth. So I ended up ruining my life. Like I will work on.
So you go to a bar, you drink?
No, I'm not a drinker.
Okay.
So I will just go out maybe for dinner, lunch.
Where would you find them, Catherine?
Jeff, men are there.
Eh?
Men are there.
Huku mitaani.
Kwa campus, ni walimu, ni...
Just look nice. Simama stage.
Na utabebo. Wanaume.
Okay, so you'd go for dinner. And then end up in bed.
End up in bed or in a car.
Doing your thing.
Yes.
And what were you thinking all this time? Because...
I think I wasn't thinking straight. Because I felt like nobody understood me.
Do you think that first guy messed you up mentally?
I'll say 100%.
He messed you up?
Yes.
Was that your first ever?
Yes, as I mentioned, I lost my virginity through rape. That's that.
Okay, so you would do this regularly. How often would you do this with the men at the stage dressing well and being picked up?
Like I'll say in a week, I only spent like 2-3 nights in my campus room.
Wow. Hello? So all these other times you want to different?
Yeah, different. And I was like, I don't care. I never
You never discriminated?
I never gave a damn.
So they will pick you up.
Yes.
Help me understand this. How would the conversation go? Gari imesimama,
Yes.
right?
Na si gari yoyote. Si Blitz.
Probox vipi?
No, si
watu wa Kiambu hawako.
Ngoja, si umesema you didn't discriminate.
Kwa gari
Gari ya
yenyewe.
katiba kale, ikikuja kale
He's safe.
1300 cc.
Surely,
He was safe.
ile mfuko itatoboka, viti itatoboka the same amount na Range Rover Vela.
Vela.
Mi sijaijua kuna Vela, mi najua Range Rover ni Range Rover. Kumbe huyu hata ni dealer wa magari.
Okay, Catherine, I'm sorry to make light of such a serious, but we must. I think it's an escape for
I
us.
healed, that's why
Yes.
I can make light.
Thank you. So, the Range Rover stops. Amekuona, you made eye contact. What happens?
He'll be like,
Niaje?
I like your body, I like what?
Huh? Hakuna hello, niaje?
Ati nitakutumia maua nini? Straight to the point.
Exactly. You know.
Would you be
it's a-
dressed skimpily?
No, it's a willing buyer, willing seller kind of thing.
Kwani ni mashamba?
Hoka.
All right, so you have a nice body, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And contacts will be exchanged.
Right there.
Yeah. And maybe a call in the evening or a day after, and we'll hook up, meet, and at the back of my mind, I know what he wants, and he knows what I want.
Just sex.
Just sex.
That's it.
That's it.
No,
Okay?
munaongea kwa dinner.
Yeah.
You get to know each other, sort of thing.
Sort of. Yeah. Like
Small talk.
Small talk. I met some few influential people.
Like people we know.
Yes, in government and.
Hello?
Huyu ni devolved function. So devolution before devolution. Umekula CDA. Wewe unasema kuna barabara ya Kwale.
Devolved function. Devolution is working.
Devolution is working.
Hata
Unataka usimamishe kwa constituency gani? Huyu ni moja hapo ya project.
Yes, very successful. So you went out with what, MPs, ministers, like what types?
Then they were in the same place.
MPs,
Yes.
like well known.
Yes.
And how would you meet them?
I don't know. I think it was fate that was drawing me to them.
To them.
Because I have this mantra in life. When you're looking for something, fate just brings them your way. Because sijaipata conductor wa magari akiniambia I have a nice body. Yeah.
Haukiwahi simama mahali stage kuna nganya.
Hapana, hata za ronga hapana.
And you never drank, you said, right?
No.
So you wouldn't frequent bars.
No, not at all. So I would say I wouldn't go like be skimpily dressed and just stand out and I'm like it's plastered all over my face that I'm for sale sort of thing.
Yeah.
But somehow I just
In one day, would you sleep with more than one man?
there's a month immediately I started this lifestyle. There's a month I did like 1 or 2
A day.
yes
A day.
Yes.
Every day.
As I mentioned, like I will like in a week I could only be in my campus room like thrice.
So 4 times you're out.
Yes. And then my friends were like like I secluded myself. My friends were like they don't understand what's happening to this girl. So they assumed a good girl gone bad.
Rogue.
Yeah, so they even like disassociated the sums for me, saying like she's bad influence and all that.
Would they use protection, these men?
80-20.
80 yes, 20 no,
Yes.
or 80 no, 20 yes?
80 yes, 20 no.
20% would not use protection.
And I never gave a damn.
Huh?
Yes. Because I felt like, what's there in life that I haven't seen?
You have nothing to
But
lose.
deep down, I knew, like, I never knew that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There was so much that will happen later on.
Go on.
So That was in 2007. So after I went to my third year, still continuing with the same lifestyle. Then third year, second semester, we are supposed to be interned before going to the fourth year. So that was around 2007 December. So I thought perhaps 2008 I can go do the internship in Embu, where I come from, because it's much safer and opportunities for me to intern there are much more better, lucrative than here in Nairobi. So on my last day, I did the dishes. Unajua ushago vile you have ataka when you sleep in, you just have to humble yourself. So I did the dishes, cleaned up, and I decided to take a bath. We were just me, my mom, my younger brother, and the farm helps who had gone out to sell dairy milk and something. So at around 10, I was the only one who was awake. So everybody had gone to sleep. The farm hands were not in. So I just went to shower. I switched off the main lights in the main house, and I went to the outside bathroom to shower. And I hadn't locked. Unajua zile bafu za ushago zile nini, like the hinge ni mshumari.
Yes.
I didn't even put the mshumari that day because it shags anyway. Yeah. It's safe. Then all of a sudden I just had a knock, like mtu amegonga the bathroom door na mguu. Lo and behold, a farmhand. He defiled me. This time I had no fight in me, absolutely. I never even resisted.
Well, Catherine, that's very strange. I mean, you're at home, mom is earshot, within earshot. Why didn't you scream?
You know, at times, if you're never in somebody's shoes, you'll never understand. This isn't the first person who's asked me that, but it reaches a point in life that something happens so many other times. Okay, I know the rape incident had only happened twice, but to me it was like I was asking God, is this my fate? Like once, twice.
So uko uchi ameingia.
I hadn't even started bathing. So he came, and then at the back of my mind, like I was asking myself, is this my fate in life? Is this what I'm supposed to be?
Yeah.
Like, are men supposed to take advantage of me? Because even when I was going with these older men, I felt like they were taking advantage. Because to me, all I wanted was like love and affection and somebody to affirm me that I'm okay.
Did you know this farmhand? Who you?
Yeah, he'd been with us for like 2 years.
You'd been with the family?
Yes.
So he knew the family well?
He knew my family.
So what happened, Akimaliza?
So after he finished, I didn't even have the strength to shower. So I went and never told my mom. Another mistake.
Kesho asubuhi?
So early in the morning, I'm like, Mom, I need to go. She's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to Nairobi. Because I knew that I needed to come to Nairobi.
And where was this guy then?
He was still at home. Even still later on, a year later.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now, ukitoka nyumbani, like you're going now to the matatu stage or whatever, right? Ulimwona in the garden. Did you see him working?
He was there, and like he didn't even flinch. And I think, I don't know, alikuwa ametumwa na shetani. Au unaonaje?
Haki ya Mungu.
Wewe ni shetani fulani. You kama hata you don't feel anything. You're not even afraid anaweza kukusema.
Imagine.
You know,
the police bring.
Si nikuhepa, angehepa. But he's still there.
And you know the funny thing is, after I came back, I went to Nairobi Women's, the same scenario repeated itself. And I stayed like 8 months without going home because I couldn't face that guy. And when I went home, apparently it was an evening, an afternoon. I was busy at home, everybody was home. And the first person he asked for salt was me. So when I looked at him in the face, I don't know, I had mixed emotions.
Why didn't you throw the salt at him?
Oh, macho.
I don't know. I felt like I was to blame, not him. And that's what the victim mentality that affects rape victims. They they feel like they're all to blame, they're 100% to blame, and not the other party.
Okay, all this time, are you getting yourself checked by the doctors? By the Nairobi Women's, by anyone?
Because already I had messed up. I was telling myself it's 70-30.
Right.
70% I could be
HIV
positive, 30% I could be. But then I thought I'll rather have, I know it's stupid mentality, but I thought I'll rather have been positive when somebody has paid me than when somebody has forced himself on me.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I know it's stupid to think that.
No.
But I'm being brutally honest. Like, it's that point that had reached in life.
So then what happened?
And then I came to Nairobi, and this time round, I felt like my depression levels were too high. I secluded myself even from the few friends that I had around me. So one day, I decided, you know that time we were using Opera Mini? What's a history of Google?
Okay.
So I used to search how to die.
Oh.
If you checked my browser, it was always how to commit suicide. So I discovered I had 5 strategies. The first one was either to jump into traffic, to take poison, kuwasha jiko, maybe jump into a pool or drown myself. The 5th one was to hang myself. So I was still in Nairobi. I was still in campus. So I only had 3 options. One, either to jump in the campus swimming pool, either to take dawas, 3, either to jump into moving traffic. So each and every other day I was busy strategizing. If plan A doesn't work, plan B. Then I sat down and asked myself, if I jump into traffic, probability of me surviving and then being handicapped is high. I'll rather just, I can't.
Rather die.
I'll rather.
But there's no guarantee there.
Yes, there's no guarantee that it's 100% foolproof.
Madawa?
So Madawa, that was a good option. Swimming pool.
Good option.
So swimming
We're
pool.
talking about death, you know.
Swimming pool ya campo, I felt that was more viable because I'll just dive and nitaokota mwili baadaye. But then at the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, this might not work because the swimming pool is always manned. So somebody will always. So yeah, so all my effort and energy were dedicated to Madawa. So I knew the only place I could buy Madawa was in Wakulima Market.
Okay.
So I'm born in November. So around after my birthday, that is in 2008, I was really sure that I have to die on my birthday because I needed some organization on my epitaph.
Oh, okay.
So either 20th November from 20th November 1985 to 20th
November 2008.
2008. Coincidentally, that week I was still fidgety. I didn't have a foolproof plan. But then after my birthday, I realized this has to work. So one day I'm leaving my campus room going to Wakulima. Well, I am just on Monrovia Street. I remember I began by saying I was in University of Nairobi. When I was crossing Monrovia Street on my way to Wakulima, I saw some stickers that were put on the wall that were saying that they provide escort services and blah blah blah. Escort services and call girls and call boys. I'm like, before I even die, let me do something crazy.
What a delay in November 20th.
Anapanga kifo. Structure.
So you made a call.
I made a call to that number. I'm like, do you have a job? I don't know what got into me. I think when you have mental health issues, you're not 100%. You're not thinking, you're not sane. So I called. She was like, yeah, come. So when we met, she was like, you look too young, naive. I'm like, naive ni wewe. Nipatia job.
Unapiga tizi mbaya.
Wow.
Customers watakuambia. That's what I do.
Customer watakuambia.
So we went. And going their office, and she was busy making frantic calls here and there. So I'm like, what's up? She was like, we are shooting a blue movie. We have guys, but we don't have a lady or ladies. I'm like, nitajitolea.
Just like that?
I'm telling you, that's why there's a thin line between depression and insanity.
No doubt.
So she was like, okay, we agreed on the amount, and we left.
For the location?
Yes. And we shot the movie from 1 to 6.
AM or PM?
PM. From 1 in the evening to 6 PM in the...
And without being too graphic, bila watu wa matatu sasa, hakuna mtu anashuka.
Wanapitisha ma stage. Sasa watu wanapita stage. Ni sawa.
Tuende kwa hiyo ingine.
Nitarudi na ingine.
So it was a scene with a man?
We were 5 men.
Eh?
Yeah.
Si moja?
Are you kidding me?
Yes, and they were done in different versions. There was one that was done in Kiswahili. Then I think...
Did you have any lines?
No.
It's just natural sound.
Some things are inherent. So I think like acting is part of me. Nilikuwa na after high school, so drama, my drama skills I transferred.
So 5 different scenes.
No, it was one man, 5 different scenes. And then they also assumed that we are nakamsapere fulani. So we did a Kikuyu version as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
With 5 different guys?
Yes. And I was the only chick.
Same day? 1 to 4?
1 to 6.
1 to 6?
Yes.
Na wanatumia protection kwa hiyo movie?
Yes, they did. So when we finished, they paid me, then they dropped me in town. Coincidentally, where they dropped me is where I had seen the notice board.
Yes.
So I threw the money on the litter bin because I felt like it came to my senses. I'm like, what have I done?
How much did they pay you?
Then it was 20K. That was a lot of money.
20K for 5 hours of... yeah.
And then, when we were shooting, I think I don't know what I was in.
So you threw the money down?
I threw the money in a litter bin. Ule chokora aliokota akona bahati, Mungu alimuonekania. And when they were shooting the movie, they were said it was for international consumption.
Wow.
And
so
ukajiona later?
No, wait a minute. When I came back, I'm like, okay, what have I done? I threw the money in the litter bin. I forgot all about it. Because when you have depression, you tend to push things
to the back of your
mind. So, 2009, we resumed school. When I came to campus, the first person I met was my roommate. She pushed me aside and told me, Catherine, when you see people giving you funny stares, it's because they have seen you. And I'm like, seen me where? Then she's like, your video is trending all over campus. I'm like, perhaps she's exaggerating. Shocked me when the following day I went to class. The videos were playing on people's phones. So you have
your headphones.
So somebody will, no, not headphones. Somebody will, akukuwa na WhatsApp or what. So somebody will record the video on the camera.
Yeah, simu. So
from phone to phone, from simu to simu, when I could record, now go for class.
So I could hear myself at the back. And then people would shove notes at me asking me how much I charge per hour.
No.
And those are students.
No.
So
Ulijiona?
To date, I've never seen myself.
You've never?
I've never.
Wow. How did that make you feel?
I had mixed emotions. The first one was like I was bitter at people. They don't understand what pushed me to that. They were so judgmental, which happens. Everybody is so judgmental. They don't want to know why or what pushed you to do something.
Right.
They're judgmental in the sense that it was all for the money.
And it clearly wasn't. So did that depress you more?
I think I sank more into depression.
Yeah.
So there's this time we had a communication class and the lecturer was busy teaching what makes newsworthy. And among the things he said was pornography. Everybody burst out laughing. And it's just like a week after my movie was trending.
Released. Yes.
The premiere.
Yeah.
Premiere.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
But you know, Catherine, you realize that you were falling, free falling is the word. You were free falling through this whole thing.
exactly. And all because of one mistake. I never spoke and I never sought help. So when the lecturer was busy teaching about that and everybody burst out laughing, I couldn't contain myself anymore. Like, I felt like I'm the subject of ridicule in a class of 150. So I left, and as I left, I just left in the middle of lectures, and I had somebody say at the back, Kabenda could shoot season 2.
Oh.
You know, then was when we had season break, season 1, prison break, season. So I decided, this is the day I'm going to commit suicide. So I knew whatever will happen first will happen. So there was traffic, that's University Way. So I jumped into traffic when the traffic lights turned red.
And
A car hit me. And I remember even the policewoman who was manning traffic, she was shocked. She was transfixed because she's like, what is this young girl trying to do? So the injuries, it hit me, yes, on the leg. But I managed to pull myself out of there and just went back to my hostel room. And she saw me crying, like she knew there's something wrong, but I think she didn't know how to approach me.
this is the woman who hit you.
No, the policeman manning
What about
traffic.
the woman who hit you?
She was just there, she was shocked. Me, I left. Then I'm like, okay, God, hii jafanyika. What next? So we went, I continued with my life, this time knowing that I have to commit suicide. One day, one time, I have to commit suicide. So I was also, even at that time, I still had my client base. Like, these old men were still there. And even when people were buying this video, they were like, I want that girl. So even my client base,
Hiyo biashara
biashara
ikanoga. Guy, she's in there.
And by this time, obviously, you've lost count, right?
I've lost count.
But you think it's more than 100.
Yes, so there is a time my friends thought that this girl is going to commit suicide because she's, as in your videos cannot be trending. Everybody has seen you nude, including lecturers and all that. Even people in town, you could meet someone and you think, baba nilikuona mahali.
Lakini ajui ni wapi.
You know, people ask me that all the time. When nimekuona mahali?
So, my friends decided to seek help on my behalf. So they got a counselor based in campus. So among the things she recommended is first I get tested. So she recommended that I go to Liverpool University here in Kilimani. So while I was there, the guy he had already been told my story. Like, this is a girl who's messed up, blah, blah, blah. So when he started the pre-test counseling, he's like, be ready, He almost sounded like a preacher. Then when we started now, like, there's some tick box that you need to fill. So he started asking me, like, if you could put a range, how many men you've slept with? He started, how many men have you slept with? I'm like, he started 1, I'm like, apana, 2, no, 3, no. I told him, let me make your work easier. Let's go arrange 50 to 100. And he's like, with protection? I told him 80-20. Then he's like, you still want to go through this? Yeah. So while he was there, something came to my mind. A thought cropped into my mind and I started praying, hey God, let me be HIV positive. Because
You're praying to be positive.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Because I knew
Who does that?
ukiwa I'm sick, if you're HIV positive and you have stress and you don't take the dawas, you'll die so quickly.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
So when the results came negative, I was so disappointed.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Are you crazy?
God. Kuna Mungu kwa hii dunia.
And
80-20.
and you still have work to do.
Yes. So
How long ago was this?
that was like say 10 years ago.
Okay, fast forward. You've got 4 minutes left to the top of the hour. How are you doing now?
After multiple suicide attempts, like taking dawas again, being hospitalized, trying to suffocate myself. Let me say it's been a journey. But where I'm at right now is I don't live for me. I live for people. Like each and every other time I see that I've helped a soul not commit suicide. That's a plus for me.
I'm glad you said that, because there's a lot of people out there who are very depressed, who are probably thinking of committing suicide, who are probably HIV positive, who have nothing to live for. How do they get in touch with Catherine Njeri?
I have a Facebook page on preventing suicide by Catherine Njeri.
Say that again.
I have a Facebook page on preventing suicide called On Preventing Suicide by Catherine Njeri. And they can also find me on Catherine Njeri. I do this like, I may not amass so much wealth, but every day when I go home and I've saved a soul, I sleep knowing that I have saved a soul.
Are there many out there?
So many. And as I began by saying, depression affects no race, social class, gender. I have met all sorts of people. And you know, like, I've by default got into these rogue groups on Facebook where you just find somebody, like in a day I can be tagged over 15 to 20 tags on Kilimani Moms, blah blah blah, for somebody who just posted, I am suicidal. And I reach out to people and I help people. Some of them I have never even seen to date. We just speak on phone. And yes, everybody needs help. And help is just a call away.
Are you unsuccessful at some point? Do you find out later that one of them, they committed suicide?
There's one that really broke my heart. She's a lady. She was young. Like, we had similar... she was raped. But apparently she was raped by a close family member. So we walked the path. But then it reached a point that she lost the fight. So we will maybe, hers was like a trap. There's the times we were good. Then one day, I just woke up to a text message from her mom that she passed away. It broke my heart. But that move pushed me and motivated me further to go and just help her mom, because the world needs help. I believe I'm not living for me. Njeri is not living for Njeri. Njeri is living for people out there. Yeah, and help is just a call away.
Okay, if someone is depressed right now, and you were depressed for a long time, how do they get out of it?
From my experience, let me start by my mistakes. You can only heal when you speak. Seek help. Help is there. Number 2, you heal by healing others. I have personally healed by healing others. Like to date, I still find people saying, wewe nilikuona mahali. It's an opportune moment for me to seek back into depression, because I'll be like, oh my God. Even when my kids, they'll be like, you see, I have so many times like if I could feel depressed. People have ruined my life, people have taken advantage over me, yeah? But when I heal others, I heal. To me, my mantra in depression is when you heal others, you'll heal them all.
Wow. Catherine Njeri, there's an incredible story. Again, if people would like to get in touch with you, please give us the details.
I have a Facebook page on Preventing Suicide by Catherine Njeri. And
Lukuya.
Gekuya.
Gekuya,
Yes.
thank you.
And I'm also on Facebook, Catherine Njeri. Just send me a DM and I'll be glad to help.
I think There's a reason why 5 times you were unsuccessful and you never got HIV. There's a reason. Only Moo is tweeting in from Calgary, Canada. She said, I don't even know what to say. I'm so speechless. I'm just crying. Paul, please don't think again about suicide. God isn't done with you yet. Just pray and put everything in God's hands. Njeri says, Catherine Njeri's story sounds like a horror movie. Oh my God, Mungu ni mwema. Major Jones Obiero, what a story. She was disappointed for not having contracted HIV. Maya guy.
Yani imemstua mbaya.
Imemstua.
Naona gongo kiali. Catherine Njeri, many thanks for sharing your story. Most people, especially men, never share rape-related cases.
Absolutely.
May God bless you.
George Jalango, she is a representation of change, kindly requested to make her story published to help other ladies overcome such challenges. You have talked about it often, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And every other time I have an opportune moment to share, I willingly share, because each time is an opportunity for me to save souls. Yes.
Do you speak to groups?
Yes, I do.
Girls, young girls?
Yes, young girls in school, high school. And recently I noticed that men rarely talk.
Yeah.
So I have an exclusive men's group.
Do they tell you about their experiences
Yes.
of being raped?
Yes. There could be domestic violence. There could be domestic violence in terms of the wife is verbally abusive, that's affecting him.
Yeah.
You know, men have issues, but unambo kuestuna.
Manze wewe ni mwanaume.
Jikaze.
Jikaze. But we help, because even men commit suicide.
Yes,
By the way,
yes, they do.
if you check the World Health Organization records, in every second in the world, 40 people are committing suicide.
Dominic Kipruto says, well done, Njeri, for that story. You have changed my life. You have changed myself.
Humbled.
Wow. In just 1 hour, you probably helped one person stay alive. Now, there's a reason to stay alive. Catherine Njeri, 33 years old. What a story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. By the way, that first person who destroyed your life, is he still there? Did you see him?
I tried stalking him on social media. But anyway, it's bygone.
Let bygones be bygones. You don't harbor any grudges, any ill will.
When you heal, I think if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be living my purpose. Wow. At times I say my rape incidences, my depression was all intentional. Because I know my purpose. I know each and every other day when I wake up for people. I don't wake up for me. I wake up for people.
You're gonna write a book one day?
Yeah. Of course I will will. Yeah. But before then, I need to have impacted as many lives as possible, because five chances in life.
Yeah. I mean, you must be a cat somewhere with 9 lives.
Kama za Wambora.
And this book will one day be made into a movie.
Oh yes.
Hopefully not porn.
Blue.
I love your attitude. You know that? You have a great attitude. And you are going to do all right. Well done. Catherine Njeri, this is definitely what we call a story a day.
Catch Jeff Koinange and Professor Hamo every day, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Hot 96.